Last hour of tonight's show before 9 o'clock is all about Guernsey's Josh Le Tissier, DJ and producer from Guernsey. He's going to be hopping in the mix at 8:30. But what we love doing is catching up with the person behind the mix that puts it together for the BBC across the Channel Islands. Josh has been on the show loads of times before. He's a good friend, and he's got 4 absolutely massive pieces of news that he is sharing exclusively on this show this evening. Honestly, when I say they're big, I really, really mean it. So tune into that conversation.
Tim Hunter.
Don't take my word for it. Stick around just before 8:30 and you'll hear for yourself. But also, what we love doing is catching up with the person that's put the mix together. Seems only fair, and dedicating the last hour of the show to them. So that's what we did. I caught up with Josh a bit earlier on today. Last time I spoke to him was about December time, and he told me about all the music that he's been releasing this year.
So I've been releasing a lot of music this year, 6 releases so far.
And it was 11 last year, right?
Yeah. My goal is always 12, so like 1 a month on average. Obviously, they kind of come in waves sometimes. But
you're on track then for one a month so far, being in June, and 6 releases so far.
Yeah, and I've got a couple lined up, so yeah, I think we're going to hit the 12 this year.
Amazing. And I mean, because you have so many tracks now that you're releasing, different remixes and your own originals and stuff, it must seem like your streaming platform is just like stacked with so many different songs. So because you have so many on there and people are listening to them, you must be clocking so many different streams at the moment.
Yeah, so in about 10 days to 2 weeks time, I should hit 10 million on Spotify, which is
that's
a big
insane
milestone, I think.
So you can predict then, like, when you're going to hit 10 million based on just doing some maths and how many people stream your music each day?
Yeah, pretty much. Like with the Spotify for Artists app, you can kind of see anything and everything.
Yeah.
And it's updated once a day for the previous day's streams and listeners and everything. So just based off like the average of around about 20k a day, about 10 days away.
Yeah, I remember we've spoken about this before, but it sounds like it's quite addicting, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it is.
The streams and
checking it all the time. And you also have like a live count of how many people are listening to your music right now.
How many people are listening to your music right now then? Should we have a look?
Okay.
And see how many people?
I'm just switching on my 4G because I switched it off for this interview.
Fair enough, yeah.
Right now, 88 people listening.
That's so cool, isn't it?
The most I've ever seen, I think, was 190. I was literally glued to my phone at that point, so I've never seen it that high. You
must have something planned then for 10 million, because that's a huge milestone.
Yeah, actually, it's the first milestone that I'm actually going to celebrate properly, and I'm going to do like a DJ set, a sunset DJ set, record it. It won't be live though, that's the only thing, because Guernsey internet speeds don't really allow that sort of thing very well. It might be a little bit delayed because it's got to be good weather to do like a sunset DJ stream.
Yeah, we've had rubbish weather so far, so it's a bit unpredictable, isn't it? Where are you planning on doing that? Just at the beach or on a cliff or something in Guernsey?
I've got a few ideas, but I happen to know somebody who has a field and has a really good sunset view.
Amazing.
So I think that'll be the one. Plus for like getting electricity there and connection and everything, so I think that's probably the best one to go for.
A lot of logistics, I imagine, rather than just turning up and be like, okay, let's just do a DJ set sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
So things are opening up. Obviously in Guernsey they've been open up for quite a while, but in the UK we're looking like, gigs and stuff are going to be coming back. Have you got anything lined up in the UK that's exciting?
Yeah, so I'm back at the Ministry of Sound for Halloween, which should be really good fun. Played that in 2019 and that was absolutely insane. Like, it was a complete sellout. So it's like 2,000 people, and the energy in there was absolutely ridiculous.
Was that one of the best nights that you've DJ'd at before, would you say?
Literally ever, but like a landslide, so really excited to be back.
Have you already thought about what costume you're going to be wearing?
Actually, last time I didn't wear a costume at all. In terms of like travelling and stuff, it was kind of a pain, but yeah, I'll have to think of something this time around.
Something that can fit in your hand luggage.
Yeah, ideally.
It feels like you're really kicking on. You've got really exciting things lined up. Like, how is this all coming about?
Well, this particular one from Halloween was because I played there last time, so I had the connection with the promoter, and we've been keeping in touch over the past like couple of years, and he really likes what I'm doing. I like what they do. So, yeah, they've booked me again, basically. But going forwards, I'm like in the process of signing with a booking agency, and they've got like a global network of promoters and clubs all around the world. So that should be really interesting.
So does that just mean that they will put you in contact with like the big nightclubs around the world, like places like Ibiza or like these big party locations?
Yeah, I think they've got some like Asian contacts as well, where like my style of music's pretty big, so that would be really interesting.
Josh Le Tissier from Guernsey catching up with me a bit earlier. Some huge news from him. Booking agent being locked in. 10 million streams on Spotify, pending. It's happening very soon. And he's back at Ministry of Sound in London towards the end of the year. Doesn't know what he's going to dress up as. Still got a bit of time to think about it, to be fair. We've got a few months out. And there's still one more huge piece of news that Josh is going to share with us. And he's put together a mix for us. He's a busy, busy boy. Very pleased to have him on the show tonight. He's back on after Young T, Bugsy and Heady One.
Tim Hunter.
We are catching up with Josh Le Tissier, an amazing DJ from Guernsey. Achieved so much this year already. He's released 6 different songs, one for each month. He's also acquired a booking agent. He's going to be DJing at the Ministry of Sound later on this year in London. And on top of that, not only is his music clocking millions of streams, nearly hit 10 million streams across all of his music. Not only is Josh producing mixes for us here on the BBC across the Channel Islands, but his tunes are also getting featured on the telly as well.
Kind of a strange story. Unfortunately, I can't say which TV show it is because of the whole confidentiality thing. But about 6 weeks to 2 months ago, I randomly got an email from basically a company that sources music for TV shows. They happen to work for HBO, which is like one of the big networks in America. And they basically asked if it would be okay to use one of my songs in a particular scene on this TV show. And in the beginning, I thought, this can't be real.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way this is real.
Was it in the spam folder of your email inbox, or was it like a legit email?
It was a legit email, but I glanced at it and then thought, no, I don't think that's real. So I thought about it for a couple of hours, and I looked again and then started Googling the person. And then I thought, oh wow, this is actually legit. So yeah, they then sent over a contract and everything, because I was never going to say no to that.
Yeah.
So.
Can you tell us which song they're going to feature, or is that confidential as well?
Yeah, I can talk about that. So it's one from like 2018. It's called High Voltage.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it's not a song I'm particularly proud of, but
yeah.
they want to use it, so that's fine by me.
That's amazing. So it's something to do with HBO, and is it a brand new show, or is it a show that people would have seen before?
So it's the second season where my song would be featured.
Narrows it down. I'm trying to think.
It's like kind of like, cause I've never actually seen the show. I just watched the trailer afterwards, and it's kind of like a comedy action kind of. I'm probably going to check it out.
Yeah, okay. It's not Game of Thrones then.
No.
Yeah, I feel like your music wouldn't really sit that well at like the Red Wedding or something like that. You've put together another mix for us tonight. Tell people what they can expect from the mix.
So yeah, a couple of commercial remixes. The first one is a remix of The Business by Tiesto. Actually, there's a funny story behind that. A guy at my work is absolutely obsessed with that song, and he sings it all day. So it's kind of a nod to him a little bit.
What's his name?
It's Tom Oswin.
Oh, right, Tom. That one's for you at the start of the mix.
Yeah, I did promise him that one. And then, yeah, another couple of commercial remixes, some of my own tracks, and then artists that I'm like really loving right now.
Yeah, and you're really on like a big remix hype at the moment, like taking these huge songs that you're remixing, like stuff like Chasing Cars that we've loved supporting on the show.
Thanks.
Robin, Dancing on a... Like, do you ever get kind of nervous of being like, wow, these are absolute huge tunes, or like they're almost like etched in pop culture sort of history, and then you go and tinker with them?
Well, they don't always work out. There's a couple which I've tried before and I've had to scrap just because I couldn't get something that I would be like proud of to actually share with everyone. So it doesn't always go to plan, but the Chasing Cars one, I'm absolutely over the moon with that one, and it keeps getting downloads, it keeps getting loads of streams, so I think it's one of those like golden remixes.
Yeah, and I guess with one of those, it's kind of a bit of a risk in doing a song like that, and sometimes it doesn't work out, like you say, but if you get it right, if you remix a song that is a classic by everyone, then people just want to keep on listening to it and listening to it. Yeah,
like it came out at the end of August last year, and it's still month on month keeps getting more and more streams, so I'm like absolutely over the moon with that.
As you should be. Guernsey's Josh Le Tissier speaking to me a bit earlier on. Trying to figure out what TV show that is. It's already had a series, it's on HBO. I really don't know. Amazing news for him though, that his track is going to be featured on the telly. And he's going to be featured in about 6 minutes time when he hops in the mix, takes over the airwaves on the BBC across the Channel Islands. Loads of great tunes.